Okay.
Takes a second. Okay, most of them are on. So welcome everybody on the live and the replay. Nobody's here yet. But we've got our beautiful beloved sister Haruko's in the house. She's got a new creation, and also she's going to play the beautiful flute for us. We haven't seen her in about 90 days, and we have a lot to talk about because so much has happened since then. But right now, I'm going to let people have some time to come in. I'm going to play the intro. We'll be right back. How's it going, everybody? So, just a couple of quick announcements. I want to say first that there are so many people sending messages and making comments that I are from all over the world. People I've never seen their names before. There's been a big explosion in our audience, and that's fantastic. In our vortex, in our shared vortex. I also wanted to say, and thank you all for that. And I wanted to say, we do have David Icke scheduled again. Everyone knows he was supposed to be on in November, and he stopped doing interviews through the end of the year because he was exhausted. It is going to be in January. I'm not going to give the date yet because of just because we're going to keep it quiet until 2 or 3 days beforehand. But that show and any other show you can watch on solargnetwork.com. And we're going to be expanding soulgnetwork.com as well through the end of the year and in January, really in a big way. And we'll get a really good idea of how big our community is. So we're excited about that. Anyway, we've got our beautiful beloved sister, my dear sister, who I love very much, Haruko, from Mount Shasta. Everybody knows her. She's been a big, every time she comes on, we get lots of views, lots of replays. Everybody resonates with her beautiful energy. She's so down to earth, but she's also very connected. And I'm just so happy that Morgan and I were walking down the main street in Shasta, and you had the galactivation room, and she saw the sign, and Morgan said, "Let's go in there." And then I walked in, and Haruko was, "I know you. I watch your shows." And then we did a show, and we've been friends ever since. And we are going to talk about her new creation, and she is going to play the flute for us. Juliet Springett just said, "I love my prints from your shop, Haruko.
Oh.
I had the best time in Shasta last month. I took a drive up on the mountain and captured some elementals and some photos. What a magical place to visit." And I just wanted to mention that because she does have prints. We will get her website, and she's got some incredible stuff. If you haven't seen it, you want to stick around for this. And you've got a new one. You haven't done one in a while, right?
Right. About 2.5 years or so. Yeah, and this one was really, really big. And should I talk about that now?
Yeah, we can talk about it in a second. But I want to give people background in case they don't know you. You know, and she has been on. And if you just go to YouTube, or probably easier on YouTube, and just searched at Soldier One Studios channel, just searched her name, all those will come up. But you had talked about how it all started for you. We won't go into all of that, but your creations are very, very unique. They're very, very unique, and they jump at you and they speak at you if you're in the presence of them. And even when when I was there and when we did another show together and we had them on screen, people were talking about how they were pulsing and how they were getting activated from them. But I think, if you want to, just for people that don't know your story, if you could just like spend 3 or 4 minutes explaining what you do and what it is.
Sure. So I started this style of drawing in 1999, and I didn't know anything at all whatsoever. And I was in my graduate art school period, and I was really bored, and I was drawing on the sketchbook, and the rabbit came into the sketchbook, and I couldn't stop doing the rabbit. And a rabbit with different shapes and wings, and sometimes they look so enlightened. And so I started to communicate with those beings, and I, they make the story short. Those beings, the rabbit-looking beings, they started to take me to different dimensions and be able to draw many worlds. So that's the whole story of it. And rabbit is such a friendly, feeling, fluffy, loving being that I could really feel safe and be playful like a child and be able to explore to different worlds. And that way we can my drawing can touch to many inner child within the grown-ups and as well as the children.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the first one I ever saw was the rabbit universe. It's the rabbit universe because when I went into your shop, it was like almost the first one on the left, and that's what we started with, and it was weird because that was the first one you ever did, but it gave us a kind of a window into how you experience the universe and reality and dimension, and then you have all these other ones which are just amazing, and like they're like Akashic records on a piece of paper, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you haven't done one in 2 years, so this one that you have, we should talk about, because I would think that the fact that you've done it in 2020 with all the energies that we've been experiencing, it must be amazing. The whole story behind it, as well as the creation itself, must be amazing. How long did it take you to do this one, and what is it called?
It's called Atlantis Rising. And it took about, to put it in a big drawing, I collect many sketches over the years, and those sketches were from 2019 when I traveled to Uluru in Australia.
Oh.
I did a big walkabout for about 3 weeks in the middle of the desert and drove the camper van by myself. And
What?
yeah, I drove about 3,000 miles.
You didn't take your partner with you?
No, I didn't. I was not seeing him that time.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It's good because then I can go deeper,
Yeah.
into the adventure.
So you drove in a camper for 3,000 miles in Uluru and in the outback.
Yes, and all the way to Darwin.
You mean and by yourself?
Mhm.
Nobody was there to help you.
No,
Why did you go? Did you get guided to go? Were you called?
strong pull, and there's no denial that I just had to do it, and so I did, which was, I guess, crazy, but you gotta do something that is called in your heart,
Yeah.
and everything lines up. So.
Well, it's not crazy in this crowd. It's crazy in society. But that's amazing that you did that. I didn't know that's how this started. So you were traveling around in the outback and you started doing the sketches
Right.
about Atlantis Rising.
Right, April 2019. And after the traveling, I understand more why I was there, why I was pulled to go there. And of course, Uluru is a big portal and big, gigantic galactic portal. And I needed to tap into that. And the reason I know now is that I really wanted to tap into the source energy, that very, very ancient wisdom that is there, even before the Atlantean and Lemurian civilizations.
Yes.
And I really wanted to tap into that and awaken that part of me or remember. So that was so there are maybe three sketches from that Uluru trip.
Wow.
And then in the end of 2019, I went to Egypt. 2019 was really big trip time because before I didn't go anywhere other than just going inner. And all of a sudden, 2019, I got the finances and I got pulled to go. So in the end of 2019, I went to Egypt with a group.
Wow.
And there I received several drawings, and that I wanted to tap into the Atlantean time.
Okay.
Because Egypt was a colony of Atlantis, and that's where it really flourished in a big time.
Now, I know that we're in the internet age, and we're also in, well, so there's a lot of stuff that we can research. I know that I get a download and, and I'm not the only one, but we get downloads and then we go research it, and you find the correlations between the download and what's actually been documented. This, like, I've actually read, and I don't even know if I downloaded it or read it or both, that there was a connection to Atlantis from Egypt. Did that come through a download or was that through research?
Through, well, both. I feel that way. And then also I sometimes read afterwards, though. I usually get confirmation afterwards.
Yeah,
and
that's what I do. Yeah.
Such as like Matthias De Stefano, or he speaks about that. And I recently watched his video from Gaia, and like, oh, of course.
Oh, the what? I saw that one. It was, because they had that one on YouTube. The rest of them you got to go pay for it. But yeah, and by the way, if anybody knows him personally, we'd love to have him on the show.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He's a cool guy.
Right.
So everybody knows too. You originally you're from Japan,
right?
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
And that was a great story. You just went and did your own thing at a young age, but you lived in Sedona for a few years, and then now you live in Shasta, and now you've gone to Uluru and you've gone to Egypt. That's really powerful. So did you know what you were going to create the whole time this was happening, or did it all come together this year?
They all came together this year, and I felt like this year one of the old connection with Japan had kind of ended. It's like ended in a circle, cycle ending. And so I could go more into my another mission, which is the mission that I've been wanted to create, this Atlantean energy drawing, which is perfect timing because Atlantis is kind of connected to North America.
Yeah.
The rising with North America, that's been my one of my life purpose. That's why I am here in this country. I came all the way from Japan when I saw that Native American on TV, and I had to go to that continent, and that was in the junior high. And so now everything is coming together. Why I am here in this continent and connecting the West to East, because I'm from East and West, and then also Atlantean and Lemurian kind of represent the East and West energy.
Yes.
And always when I was drawing, I'm always aware that Atlantean Lemurian energy for some reason, probably because it gave me a big impact in my past lives. And also it's really connected to the timeline that we are in right now. Yeah. And how it's merging, colliding. And the fall of Atlantean time was the beginning of the what is that called? Leo astrologically, and we're going into the Aquarius, so it's like a polar opposite. And I think I got the information from somebody, But it really makes sense to me because being in America and having this, resurrecting time in this continent, because America represents many races.
Yes.
Not that America is the special country or anything, but it just whatever happens to this continent is kind of connected to what's going to happen on the earth in a way.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so,
I think there's a lot to be said for that because, I've downloaded it. A lot of people have downloaded it, and it's obvious in if you look into anthropology and you look into history, archaeology, that the Earth is a universally seeded planet. It has, you can at least say that it has certainly different root races and peoples, black, white, red, yellow, brown. And, also if you go beyond that, from a galactic standpoint, there's a tremendous amount of galactic evidence. I'm just going to say it that, that there's been, and again, a lot of people have downloaded it, and including, dragon energy and elemental energy and nature energy. But yeah, so the U.S. kind of reflects that because it's got more of a diverse ethnicity population as well as galactic as well. There's a lot of ETs walking around in the U.S. and everywhere else in the world. So you connected. It sounds like you connected all the dots, and you brought like you said, the Japan part to a close, and like you opened something else, and you like connected the dots in this creation. Does it have a story? Is it? Are you going to show that to us, or tell us that while you show it to us?
Yes. I don't know so much about story, but I think drawing can tell you the story.
Okay.
And also the reason I'm sitting in front of this drawing is called Peace on Earth. And this one as Peace in America. That was the title. And
oh yeah, I made it bigger now.
That's
I see it. Yeah.
And so the title before was Peace in America because I was asking the spirit, show me how the peace in America look like. And then the title evolved into Peace on Earth. So I don't think that's the accident either. It's just, it's really aligning with what's really happening in America is really happening on the earth. And so above there is the divine feminine area that she's expressing freely, beautifully. And this part is the divine masculine energy, and he is supporting from the bottom instead of suppressing like we used to. And so in that way the life merged and then new life happens. And then this sword, the fighting sword, changed into lotus flowers. And then on the bottom is a galactic being has been holding the foundation.
Wow.
This year I got this another understanding that these galactic beings are us. We are the grassroots of beings who have been really working diligently to bring this, peace on earth by doing inner work and living our truth and walk the talk. So I was seeing this galactic being that's like far away from me, but this year I just see that, with us, within ourselves. And that was a very, very big revelation for me. Because my drawing teaches me every time I look at it, and as I evolve, the drawing teaches me new things. Wow. So that's just my geeky excitement with my drawing.
Yeah. No, I like the way that one comes together, especially with the foundation beneath the foundation of the galactic foundation, which is actually us.
Right.
I mean, that makes a lot of sense, especially in 2020. It carries a much deeper meaning this year than it did before, like so many other things.
Yes. And then the amount of inner work that we had to do, the healing and forgiveness, that was extreme toward the end of this year for me, as everybody.
Oh, I'm glad you brought that up. I'm glad you brought that up. Here, let me get you back. Okay, I got you back. Here, let's do this way for now, and
Mhm.
then we'll go back. There we go. So, yeah, you just made a comment. We can't let you go without explaining that. You're always so honest and down to earth too. I mean, I know you're very connected, but you just have this way of bringing it all down. And so you said that, and of course the year's not over yet, but I guess you're talking about October, November. Uh, that there was a lot of stuff that came up that required that we forgive ourselves and forgive other people. Is that what you're saying? And
Yes. For me, it was really intensely started from maybe August, and that relates to you know, end up drawing the final Atlantis and drawing that I finished in November, because that needed to happen for me too. Of course, everything has to come up to the surface and be able to unconditionally love and forgive, and whatever we did, we didn't mean it,
yeah,
and whatever we did, like killing each other or deceiving and betraying each other. But these themes keep coming up in the past 3 years, and this year has been kind of climaxed.
yeah.
And
And you better believe it. And I think I don't know if it's ended yet, but I think it was going right through just a few days ago. Like,
Mhm,
you know, uh, I talked to you in September. We were about to go to Sedona. There were some huge activations, not just there, but everywhere,
mhm,
involving the masculine and the feminine and androgyny and uh, sacred union frequency. And then in October, it got really intense. November was really intense.
mhm.
The first part of December was really intense. And, people keep talking about 2021. I'm still in 2020. We still got 3 weeks to go. I don't know what's going to happen. I just told Morgan maybe we should just watch movies and lay on the couch until the end of the year. Safer that way, right? But you're right about one thing. Whatever, no stones unturned. Everything is coming up.
Mhm,
Every single thing. There's no escape.
mhm.
There really isn't.
No, there's
It's
no.
all coming out.
Mhm,
So tell us about Atlantis Rising, because I have a feeling it's going to be full of code.
Yes, and I like to show it as much as I can with the computer.
Yeah,
I
I'm gonna make you. I'm gonna make you. I'm gonna make you big, and I'm gonna be little.
Okay,
How's
so
that?
let me go to the activation room first.
Oh, we're going to the activation room.
Yes, we have to, right?
Oh, you people have to see the activation room. Oh my God, this place is amazing. It's like if you don't even like, it's like being on a hallucinogenic trip without any drugs. You just go in there.
Right.
Look at that.
So on the computer, it's kind of difficult. This one is the Atlantean Rising, Atlantis
Ah,
Rising. And I will go into detail as we, finish talking about
wow.
it.
There it goes. It's getting real clear now. Yeah, it was good. That was good.
Okay.
Yeah. Wow. That's crazy. I've seen everything that's in your business, in your shop. I've seen everything, and you don't have anything like this. I don't remember anything that looks like this. This is amazing.
Yes, I am very much feeling profound joy that I could finish this one, especially this year. It's been my deepest, desire to really heal myself. We've created some kind of trauma in every, lifetimes, and feels like, for this body on this earth at this time right now was like Atlantean trauma,
Yeah.
because and then also Egypt too. I got deceived, or I got betrayed, and they misused my design. All kinds of things happened, and of course I did different things, like I was slave in Egypt, and gave my power away, and so many different things, and it's just so impacted my being to really resurrect from the bottom of the pit. And So that's the way I started. Actually, my friend really created another betrayal drama in August to September, and my anger and it's just boiling anger was coming out, and
Wow.
had to heal so much, and because it's all me,
Yeah.
I created that pattern, and I attracted that pattern, and I didn't foresee. I was not clear enough to foresee or what other people are thinking, or I was giving so much of myself and losing the balance, and all kinds of element was coming up, into the surface. And when I started this drawing was in the end of September.
Mm.
I was just so angry, and since I'm Capricorn, I have to be really practical to use the energy. So anger energy can create a new engine, and I said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna draw this." Use this anger energy, and I was like almost crying, but I had to, transform everything that is within me to create the healing together with this design. So that's what really happened. So
Wow. So yeah, and I saw what would have been right at the end of November, first part of December, people talking about the energy of betrayal, and how even saw people talk about how felt like they got hit in the stomach, and it wasn't so much about things going on now. It was older stuff that needed to come up and be cleared.
yeah, definitely.
And I guess at the bottom of it all is victimization.
Right.
If we feel like we've been betrayed, we're a victim, right?
Yeah, and then also you have the guilt or shame that attract those energy, as well as creating that program. So yeah, it's really deep in a way. There's Christianity on top of it too, in the layers. And
Yeah.
I went to Catholic school for 12 years, so
You did. Oh my God, you have a diverse life experience. You really do. I didn't know you were Catholic. In Japan, you were Catholic.
I
Wow.
wasn't, but I went to Catholic school because my parents put me in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I went for like a year or 2 years. That's all I could handle. Now, how long did it take you to do Atlantis Rising?
So this one I started in the end of September, and I finished it at the day after American presidential election day.
So you just September and October, basically 60 days.
Right.
No, you started in September, October. It only took you about 35 days.
Yeah,
Yeah.
40, 50 days maybe.
Yeah. Wow. And what happened to your anger as you were doing it?
I just had to see, the anger, and it's hard to explain, but when I'm drawing, I can heal myself, I can transform myself.
Yeah.
And also I do a lot of journaling and listening to my angry child, angry aspect of myself, and also I have to put myself into other person's shoes and what she was going through.
Yeah.
That brings the compassion and unconditional
Yeah.
love, and just seeing everything in a neutral way by drawing just helps me a lot. And
The betrayal seems to have been a really big program to clear. It came late in 2020.
yeah,
You know, yeah. So it seems like to me that's like a good sign. It's like there's not going to be there's going to be people, if there's not already, that are walking around, without any victimization frequency.
right,
And that's going to be huge. Like these things are just not allowed anymore.
right. And really owning that we are creating this whole experience. That's so we can have deeper understanding that we are the creator. And so
Yeah.
it was really, we knew that, but then we had to go deeper because it's really painful. We didn't want to see that, but now I understand more, and I can love deeper,
Yeah.
I can see myself deeper, and I can really own that I have a shadow and a light, because
Yeah.
we are living in a duality. We have light and we have shadow within ourselves. That's natural. There's nothing wrong with that.
That's right.
But still, we've been pushing.
And everything's a copy. We make a shadow, right?
Right.
But it seems like a little inverse. It's like in the physical world, you have the light to see the shadow, but in the other part, you have the shadow to see the light. Like you see the light without going through the shadow.
And I think that's the way we really could clear out and be able to move into the fifth dimension. We needed to see the reason and of like why the shadow and light is there, because we are here to evolve, we are here to grow, and we're here to learn. So there's nothing wrong with having the light and shadow, and that way, whatever happens, it gets a little more easier than being judgmental. And I think living in a spiritual community was another addition for me to really, see the shadow part.
It sure was. Yeah, it sure was easy to see the shadow in October, November in the spiritual community. There was you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There was a whole lot of projection and polarization. A lot of people acting out. But I guess this is just a physical representation of what has to happen anyway. Everything has to come out. It has to come out. Things seem to have calmed down a little bit over the last couple of weeks, though.
I feel that way too. I feel much more calmer, and I feel like I can be more neutral to see the both polarity. And
when I look at this one, the first thing that I see is almost like there's a spine, like the spine in the human body, the vertebrae, right? So to me, there's like this channel, like the chakras, like right up the middle. And when I looked at it when you first got there, I tried to count it, but I saw at least 11 different figures, like divine essences, like and I think I see 3 feminine and 8 masculine. And I know every time you look at these, you get something different, but it just seems like such a strong channel of divine beings right down the center. What do you see in this drawing when it speaks to you?
I see a huge being holding the whole structure, whole energy centers, and rising. That's what I see, first of all. But there is different portals, different how do you say, divine wisdom. It's hard to say. I'll go close up with you with a computer. I'll try my best to go close up. And one more interesting thing is that I had this kind of paper, right? This acetate paper, the semi-transparent paper. I had this whole roll of it, big roll. And when I opened this one to start drawing, that was it. That was it. I don't have any.
Oh wow, that's crazy. So that was all the paper you had left.
Yes.
Wow, that ought to tell you something.
I know, and that then I realized, oh my gosh, I think I am completing this cycle as well, bringing the enough blueprints, for on the water.
Well, it's weird too, because over the last 3 or 4 years, the sequence of 2s and the number 2 and 1, like 22 111 or 22 1 22, and so this was 2 years ago, the last time you did one, and then it's 2020, right?
Right.
So that's interesting. Now you like I remember when we first talked about the first drawing that you talked to me about, the one you talked about when you started the show, the rabbit universe. and you were talking to me about how you would go to the rabbit universe, and how fluffy it was, and how childlike it was, and all these different things. Do you have the same experience with Atlantis Rising? Do you go into that dimension, or how does that work?
Yes, in a way, because you have to have this lively, curious child essence, playfulness and curiosity, and you can't really be serious when when you're drawing.
Yeah.
You get kind of bored or you get tired. So I feel like over the years, what I've learned is that the creation energy is similar to childlike, innocent energy, and that creates, I don't know, everything, you know.
I get. Oh, I get that. I get that. I totally
Right.
get that.
So as much as we're balancing the divine feminine and masculine, also we are bringing in the divine child, being alive and so happy. And with that three together, we are creating this very harmonious, balanced, world.
Now, when you look, and I know you've looked at Atlantis Rising many, many times, but when you look at it, what does it tell you? What does it speak to you?
I I feel a lot of it's hard to say, a lot of ancient memories, ancient seeded wisdom on the earth that has been forgotten
Mm.
is really rising. And not just this one is called Atlantis, but it's not just that, it's that whole ancient energy is rising together. That's what I'm feeling.
Yeah, I can see that large body, and I can also see. Yeah, you said power centers, and I said divine essences, but I can see like it also like what you just said. To me, it kind of represents alignment of uh, all the ancient code and templates.
Right. And then all the star beings who came to the earth long
Wow.
time ago, they all seeded
God.
on the earth. And we carry those seeds. I'm gonna try to climb up.
Be careful. Wow. Everybody see the colors? You see how the colors are. Wow. That's amazing. Good.
I like this top part.
Yes. That's that's so multidimensional. Like you look at one thing and it turns into like three things, you know?
Hmm.
Like it's like at the top part, I look at it and I see one, two, three, four, like six different things, depending on how you look at it. It's interesting too because you have like the softness of flower petals, and then you have the more like the edges in geometry.
Hmm.
It's an interesting mix.
I love this part too. I don't know if you see it.
Look at that spiral. That's interesting.
Hmm.
Yeah, that even though it's not as doesn't have as much to it, but that it really stands out. God. Now, I don't know what that is, but that looks crazy. Like that looks to me like the womb.
Mm. Right. There's a creator
Yeah,
energy there.
yeah. Far out. Whoa. This is how we will replace hallucinogenic drugs in 5D Earth. We'll just sit in front of things like this. Wow.
I hope that gave a little bit of closer view.
That was very good. Yeah, it was very clear.
Oh, good.
Very much so.
Okay.
So, and you do these, like you have sketches, but you still got to start from scratch, basically, don't you?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Somebody asked if you do any of these, are they available on clothing?
Yeah, maybe in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they like wall tapestries. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Now that you have it at this angle again, I don't know what you did, but it's like energy's going into my third eye.
That's great.
Yeah. Almost gives me a headache.
Oh. Drink some water.
Yeah, I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm just like, wow. Very cool. So yeah, that's amazing. And well, we can talk about it after the so you're gonna play the flute today. Are you gonna play it? Is it gonna be connected um to Atlantis Rising, or what are you gonna play?
I'm just gonna play and see what energy wants
Okay.
to come out. Usually, my flute is soothing, so I think to receive the energy, maybe my flute music sound is gonna help to observe into our body and our heart and our soul. So
Yes.
I think that's my intention.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
I don't know what you can say about that. If that can't heal you, nothing will, right?
Thank you.
Really. I mean, wow. So how has your business, your store, your shop, how's your shop been doing this year with the quarantines and all that crazy stuff going on? Are you having people come in?
Yeah, this month is very, very slow. But it's amazing that I have been supported by people, and whoever walk through that door, they're just our family, my family, and they just
Yeah.
walk in like, wow, this space is awesome. Feels great, and sometimes they cry, right there, or
Wow.
they just stay and meditate. And so I had a really wonderful time in the space, and I feel blessed to be able to hold this space somehow in this crazy time. And in the summertime, I did so much better than last year, actually,
Really?
financially. And then wintertime, it's always challenging in Shasta. It's just,
Yeah.
it slows down. But I also do a soul essence portrait, and I have been receiving commissions, so that,
You do a soul essence portrait? Is
yeah.
that what is that? What is that? Tell us about it.
Okay, so it's like we have different design on the fingerprints. Feels like that in our spark of light as a soul, we have special design, and we come with that special design to different lifetime and bring whatever the gift speciality that you have. So for example, like if you're doing the flower shop or something,
Uh-huh.
and then in a bigger aspect of her, she's also bringing beautiful blossom in a different cosmic area, different dimensions, or making other people blossom and become beautiful. And so you're not just a flower shop person, bringing the flower to people's house. It's you're doing much more than that. And
Yeah.
by drawing the essence of people, I can witness that beautiful, bigger aspect of what we are bringing forth into this little small body. And we're going to blossom now because
Yeah.
we're bringing those seeds, the cosmic seeds.
Sita Devi asked, and it might be the same thing. Do you do one-on-one activation drawings slash channelings?
Right.
It sounds
That's
Yeah, it sounds like the same thing. So what's the process for that? Like if you did a essence portrait, does it look like a person, or is it more like Atlantis Rising type of
Yeah, this is the kind of type that I
okay.
do. Just
So
like,
you do those, you commission people commission you to do those one-on-one.
but it's in the small cars, like 4.5 by 6 inches.
Uh-huh.
But it's very precious, and I sometimes write down the words that come through on the back of the cars, and it's a precious things to have.
Wow.
I love working on that. It makes me
That's very cool.
mhm.
That's very cool. Wow. And what about Shasta? I mean, I know there's been a lot of crazy stuff going on. The last time I talked to you, you'd been going out to the mountain. Uh, have you been interacting with the mountain or the elementals or the galactics or anything over there?
Yes, they are very active as always. And mountain has been kind of protected this year because the gate about a certain level got closed down very early due to the fire warning.
Yeah.
So mountain has been very kept quiet, and feels like it's really in a preparation, or receiving a lot of things in a very clear, powerful way. And what I'm getting these days is, since I finished this one and felt the new, the cycle closing, ending. And I've spoken to some other people who have been doing underground galactic, things
Yes.
like bringing the blueprint, on the earth. And I have been doing in a tangible way, but some other people, they just do it in an etheric way.
Right, right.
And they're saying it's kind of closing those things that they've been doing for years. And I have noticed that I think our ground crew, like you, me, and everyone who has been just anchoring our light on the earth, enough that the galactic is now really stepping in, be able to step in. And so
it feels like it.
Yeah, so it will be very interesting. And
yeah, I was talking to a sister this morning on the show, and I asked her about it because she's very connected like you. And I said, sure seems like the team's getting bigger and bigger and bigger, you know, like the room's filling up. It's like we're all shoulder to shoulder. We can barely move. There's so many, in the room. We got to get a bigger room now.
Right.
But to me, it's a good sign, though. It's a very good sign that
it's a reflection of our consciousness got expanded.
Yeah.
So that's why we could see them as well. It's a vice versa thing. They're coming in a lot more, but also we are allowing to see them because we expanded our consciousness so much more. It's just, together. It's in oneness, right?
How do you feel about, because you said something about the people that work underground or etherically, they feel like something's closing. To me, it feels like something's closing.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know if it's and actually for me, I started to notice it June the 1st, but it really got big here recently. It feels like, it feels like we're being squeezed out, like when you dry something, a towel out, But even though that's been, it's been a lot on people, it also feels like there's something really beautiful and big happening.
I feel that way too. It's really wonderful to feel that excitement, and it's much more than feeling that is so much more important than receiving all the information, what's going on, what, and that's all that important because we're creating from within, and what we feel within, we feel the excitement
That's right.
is happening, and we are creating, and new era, we are creating. We've been dreaming this for a long, long time, and many circles are closing now because we needed to collide the timelines and heal many things, and it's sort of like interweaving many past to the future up to this point, and now we are like creating a new tapestry. That's what I feel like.
Yes. Yeah, living, breathing tapestry. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. Lots happened since we first met, which I think was, just a little bit over a year ago.
I know.
That's all it was? God, it seems like longer than that.
I know.
Yeah, we came over on Lionsgate in 2019, so we probably were there in September. Yeah. It's only been like 15 months. It seems like God, so much has happened in that time. I guess it's been that way for everybody.
And it's good to witness that and share that together. So thank you so much for the opportunity, and always honored to talk with you.
Oh, I love collaborating with you. I can't wait to get to see you again sometime in 2021. What is the name of your website?
It's BlueStarChild.com.
Oh, okay. I should have known that already.
And
somebody asked BlueStarChild.com.
Yes, that's for the computer mainly. And if you have a mobile, I have a new one called BlueStarChildGallery.com. That's for the mobile.
BlueStarChildGallery.com, and that's for mobile access. Far out. Yeah, somebody said they wanted to talk to you about getting one of these done. Yeah.
Yeah, and
and
I'm really looking forward to next year to expand my my space, and also I feel like I need to make cosmic gallery museum style where people can really come in and activate it and remember who we really are. And I'm just dreaming the bigger possibility next year.
That's what we got to do. That's what we got to do. Absolutely, 100%. It's always a beautiful experience with you. I can look forward to the next time we can do it, after the first of the year. And yeah, just keep doing what you're doing. And let me know if you have any big events coming up so I can help you spread awareness of it.
Thank you.
You take care, and all blessings to you and yours. And I'll see you the next time. Peace out, Haruko.